What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new week here on Body Bags. I'm the Tuesday guy, the retroslasher. This week, we're going back to revisit a film that actually did make my top 10 of films of last year, 2015 is, and I believe it was in the middle of the pack. It might have been number 6 or 5, something like that. I'm not really sure. I'd have to go back and research that, but it's a film that I really enjoyed. I wanted to give it a rewatch to see if I still liked it as much as I did, because I really did enjoy it the first time I saw it. And yeah, the film in question is that The Green Inferno, directed by Eli Roth. Yes, Eli Roth, everybody's favorite horror director. Yeah, guy gets so much hate. Don't know why. He makes some pretty good films. But let's hop in and make a little quick synopsis of this. So basically, this film follows this group of student activists or protesters and whatnot. They decide to fly out to Peru to help protest and stop this demolishment of the rainforest to save the wildlife and the local tribes and whatnot that live in those forests. They are successful at that, so they decide to fly back out, go back home. But while they're doing that, their plane actually crashes into the middle of the rainforest. From there, they're abducted by this local tribe and the rainforest there, and they are held captive and prisoners by this local tribe. To find out a little later that they are a cannibal tribe. And basically it's them trying to figure out how they're going to survive and get back home and whatnot. So that's pretty much your plot of this. It's your pretty standard cannibal film, lead up to a cannibal film. Now, getting into my thoughts on this film. First thing I like to say, the big props to Eli Roth for this film. It took for a while to come out. A lot of things behind the scenes of this film being made and whatnot, and he finally got it out courtesy of Blumhouse. They like to save a lot of movies, I guess. But yeah, that's a big props to that. That's one I enjoyed that this film finally got released and it actually had a limited theater one. You don't ever see cannibal films in theaters anymore. This this film here is pretty much a homage to my favorite cannibal film, which is of course Cannibal Holocaust. Hence the name, The Green Inferno. They mention that quite a bit in Cannibal Holocaust. The acting in this film I thought was pretty well done. It's a little spotty sometimes. Some of the characters aren't really believable, but the main girl, I believe, was actually Eli Roth's actual wife in real life. The main girl, she's a real good character. I really liked her. A couple of the other ones I enjoyed. The big black guy, her friend there. He's a pretty good character too. So pretty decent acting. Now the cinematography and whatnot in this film is amazing. So many good shots just of the rainforest and these just capturing the look of the tribes and whatnot. Because this is actually a real tribe here in Peru or in the Amazon. I'm not sure where they actually filmed this film, but it's a real life tribe. So they actually use real cannibal, or not cannibals, but a real tribe. So yeah. Now as to the plot and whatnot, it's pretty standard generic cannibal film. You go to the rainforest, plane crashes, you're kidnapped by a tribe. Yeah, plot's okay. Now as to the actual cannibal and the gore and whatnot in this film, because these films gotta have tons of gore and blood and just over the top violence and whatnot. It's not that very um bad, but maybe bad's not the right word. It's not very gross, at least the way I thought of it. Think of some of those other 70s cannibal films, they're pretty nasty and dirty. This one seemed a little tame, a little held back from its full potential, but it was still pretty decent. Some pretty gnarly cannibal scenes. There's one in particular kill, one of the first kills of the students there. That's probably the most nastiest kill. There's this weird CGI spot with these. I think they were ants or maybe spiders. I forget which one they were, but it just felt really awkward and really didn't fit into the film. I could have done without it, or they could have used real ants or whatnot. But yeah, that's the only part of like the actual like gore scenes and the violent part of the film that bugged me. But the rest of it, pretty solid. It's just felt a little tamed. But yeah, upon rewatching this film, I definitely don't like it as much as the first time I watched it. The first time was a little more powerful, um, and the ending still feels pretty weak to me. At first, I kind of liked the ending. Then I thought about it for a while, and then I was like, "Nah, it's kind of safe." They should have gone with a better ending. I'm not to spoil anything because if I keep going there, I'm gonna spoil it. But I'm going to wrap it up for this week because it's getting pretty late and I got to wrap this up. So if I had to rate this film, I believe I gave it I never really rated it before, but my rating then probably would have been like an 8 out of 10. Now I'll probably drop it down to like a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for The Green Inferno. It's a fun film. I recommend everybody check it out. There's a lot of mixed reviews on it. A lot of people love it. A lot of people hate it. I say I loved it the first time. I say if you've seen it once, check it out again. See if it still holds up. It's one of those films I feel like you got to watch a couple times to get a good grip on and see how you actually feel about it. So that's my review of Eli Roth's The Green Inferno. Check you guys out next week with a brand new film. Hopefully the review will be a little better and I'm not so limited for time, but check it out later.